just explain just a background to the paperwork that you did. When you did the paperwork or your reconveyance paperwork to the Land and Soil back in October?
I did it in September, 27th of September, and I sent it to the Foreign Secretary.
Okay. Yeah. And you got help from Jeff or Stephen, one of the England Counties Assemblies, was it?
Yes, Jeff sent it to Steve, who was in Exeter.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
We did it together, so we did both of ours together.
Oh, very good. Okay. Where did you hear about the paperwork and doing this paperwork?
It was from Jeff, because he was on the LEA group.
Oh, yeah. The LEA group. Yeah, I actually created that LEA group, and I remember connecting with Jeff there, and Danielle obviously had introduced me to a lot of you guys, and yeah, so that the rest is history. So in September you got it done. How long did it take you to do the paperwork?
Well, the declaration of political status took, I don't know, it shouldn't have took more than about 4 hours.
Oh, right, very good. And then you send your note to the Secretary of State.
No, Foreign Secretary.
Oh, sorry, Foreign Secretary of State, yeah. And so tell me then, after that then, so you just had the paperwork, and did you get any cards? I'm just asking this for the people that are going to listen. So, as you know, you can get credentials cards, etc. And down the line, if people need, we can get a diplomatic card as well, just like a passport. But as you say, we don't need the passport. We don't want to be using passports. But in terms of what you had to use and experience, and we can talk about your experiences in a moment, you just had the paperwork, and that's it, is it?
I've just got the paperwork because my card hasn't arrived yet.
Yeah. That's right, the credentials card. I know they're en route for those who've done it, like yourself, and so that'll be just like your identity, as you know. So you just had the paperwork, and then, so could you just explain your first kind of experience where you saw firsthand, well, there's something going on here?
Well, the first time, because I did my paperwork in September the 27th, and James Cleverly, the Foreign Secretary at that time, he got it in October. So between the 28th of September to the 13th of October, the paperwork was sorted out, and it was all sent to the different departments. And when I was travelling, they couldn't find my passport on the normal side. Eventually, after about 10 minutes, they found my passport details, and it was put on the VIP section.
Wow. Did you have your passport with you? Your normal one?
I did have my normal passport with me, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the government UK citizen UK passport.
Yeah, that's the one, as we know, is what they tie us into to control or restrict travel.
I didn't realise it was James Cleverly had 21 days to sort the paperwork out and stop using my name in capitals.
Yeah.
It was all done for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
I travelled, and it was all sorted then already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's why I brought my passport with me, because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take. But he had 21 days, but I travelled within 2 weeks.
Wow. So within 2 weeks from having your paperwork done, I know don't go into too many private details, but you're from Exeter, so did you travel from Exeter to Spain, was it?
No, I'm from Exeter, which is near Exeter.
Oh, sorry.
I went to Bristol Airport.
Okay. And then you flew into, Egypt, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You first experienced this then when they couldn't find your passport on the system.
They couldn't find my passport on the system, and they thought the computer had crashed, so they had to close it down. Then they started it up again, and they still couldn't find it. And looked on the other side, because there's 2 sections, one for VIPs and one for normal passengers.
Oh, wow. And that's where they saw yours.
Yeah, and then when we went through to check-in, take the suitcases
Yeah.
in, they couldn't find my passport again, and the lady at the check-in was quite a long time looking for my passport, and then she noticed it was on the other side as well.
Wow, so they're looking up 2 kind of systems then.
There is 2 systems. I know somebody who knows somebody is a civil servant, or they know 2 civil servants. The 2 civil servants have both said that there is 2 sections, one for normal standard passport holders and one for VIP holders.
Oh, wow. Did they look for any of your paperwork, any copies of it, your status correction paperwork?
I don't know. They didn't say that.
They just used the passport and then checked the VIPs and saw that your paperwork was obviously declared and accepted, and now you were... So do you believe you were treated as a VIP, or in other words, a diplomat?
They sent, yes, as soon as we put our suitcases into the check-in, we got the boarding passes, and we were sent straight into the fast-track VIP section.
Wow.
That was the
Yeah.
experience I had of that.
Yeah.
And happened again in January when I travelled with my son, even though he hasn't corrected his status.
Yeah.
I got sent through VIP section again.
Okay.
And then I travelled again in April with my two grandsons, and they sent us through the same VIP section. And I checked in. I said, can I use my paperwork as a passport? Because Annabon Wright says you can use your paperwork, your political correctness
Absolutely.
as a passport. So I asked them at check-in, and she says, oh, yeah, you can. But she says, now you've got your passport out. She says, we'll just do it with that.
Okay.
And we still went through VIP section.
Wow. That's really interesting. So you were accompanied with your son on the first case, and I don't want to know his exact age, but is he of adult age?
First occasion was in October with one of my friends.
Oh, right.
So she came with me. The second occasion in January was with my son. The third occasion was with two of my grandsons. And then the fourth occasion, we went to Gatwick, and my daughter arranged all that. So I went with my daughter and two other grandsons. So that was the fourth occasion, but we went from Gatwick then to go to North Spain.
And on each occasion, they were allowed to go through to the VIP with you, or as a VIP.
Go through VIP track with me, yeah.
Wow. Just curious, did you get any, or did you choose to get access to the VIP lounge? You know those lounges?
No, because it's one of those things that you like surreal and you just can't.
Yeah.
If it's really happening.
Yeah.
But I am going to travel again in July, and I am going to see if I can get access to the VIP
Lounge.
And also, I'm going to take my passport at check-in. I will give them the paperwork, and I will let you know what happens there.
Wow, and that's to Italy, is it?
That's to Italy. Yeah.
So you've been to Egypt and Spain and freely, without any restrictions, treated like on the VIP, fast track to the VIP section. And, you know, although you had your passport, your legal fiction passport, which they couldn't find you on the normal passenger system with that passport, but they looked on the VIP and you were there. So that's clearly because you did your reconveyance status correction, and when you were able to bring your friend first, then your son, and then grandsons, and
My daughter and two more grandsons, yeah.
I see your daughter and two more grandsons, yeah, and then you're going on Italy as well, and you're going. So you were told by the check-in girl that you could use your status correction paperwork, but just because you had the passport there, you know, visible, and she used that to just probably because it was quicker.
Because I declared my political status with the Foreign Secretary, and you send your birth certificate in, and
Yeah.
everything's connected to your passport anyway. So
Of course it is, yeah.
really matter if you go with that passport or you go with your paperwork, it's still connected to your passport because it all goes through their system to say that you've got your diplomatic status.
Wow. I'd say that was quite surreal when it first happened, was it?
It was a bit of a shock because I thought, oh my, I can't travel because they can't find my passport. I did bring my paperwork with me.
Okay.
And I would have used that
Yeah.
if they could find it. But I didn't even realise that there was two sections, one for VIP check-ins and one for normal.
Yeah, most people would never have realised that. You realised it by chance. And were you surprised as well because you expected your paperwork to have been taken longer for it to be accepted by the Foreign Secretary of State, etc. And it was clearly done quite quickly.
It was done very quickly because I didn't think it was going to get done that quick.
Right.
Because he had 21 days and it was all sorted before the 14 days, you know. And I was travelling 2 weeks later. So it was all sorted then. I was quite shocked, really.
Wow, and then you mentioned also to me, so I was really hoping you could share that experience. So not only were you that an amazing positive experience, and especially I know a lot about this, you know, this process, but to know that you had family members and friends as well who weren't status corrected there. Now I can understand why they would have allowed your grandsons, you know, being obviously underage and that minor, I would imagine, and any adults being allowed through was quite significant. Would you agree?
It is, definitely, because I didn't think that they would let them through.
Yeah.
I didn't even think they'd let my grandsons through. But the first two, the lady who came with me is a little bit older than me, and my son is 30, so I didn't think they'd let him through. But they were travelling with me. They sent us all through together.
Absolutely. And what was the reaction from your son and daughter and your friend or friends?
They were a bit amazed that we were going through the VIP fast track and understand it, but then this is all quite new, you see. So until you experience it, you don't
Absolutely.
realise it's because of the paperwork and how powerful the paperwork is.
And
You come out of their system, and if you go through the normal border control,
yeah,
you're in a zigzag line, and there's so many people there, and they have to queue for ages to get through, and you don't realise that they've just put you through that side, and you forget about the other side, don't you? And you just go through.
it's incredible. It really shows the power of people just, stepping into their true status on the land and soil. And look, I commend you. I said it to you, we need more incredibly courageous people like you. And Anna Von Wright's your namesake in America, as you know, who's really been the one we're following on all this. And she said more than anything, we need people to step forward and to be courageous, because the more people that do that, the more, people will be inspired. So I wanted to do this because I think you're going to inspire many people, because they're going to see yourself as royalty or any celebrity or anything like that. I know you do incredible work as a error. That's what we spoke about before, and I know a lot of people speak very highly of that. You probably just see yourself as, look, one of the normal people out there.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't regard myself as royalty or anything like that. I'm just an ordinary English woman.
Who's, well, you're definitely extraordinary in terms of what you've done and the experience you've had. So I really do think this is going to inspire people. And just to finish on your experiences.
Out of their jurisdiction, Tony.
Absolutely. I was about to say that. This is the key, isn't when from all the last 4 years when I've educated myself, and especially with my close connection with Anna, I've learned more than anything. But she keeps reiterating, it's like if you say you're one thing, but they see you as another thing. So you have to declare that you are standing under the right jurisdiction and the land and soil is it. You're spot on. And until more people do that, well, then they're always going to be seen under the control of the deep state and all that. So just your experience to finish in terms of this great experience. You mentioned about the flight being cancelled or delayed on the way back from Spain, was it?
On the way back from Spain, we got back to Asturias Airport, and we just got through check-in, we just got through customs, we got into the departure lounge and got ourselves a cup of coffee. And then Maria, my daughter, because she'd arranged this holiday and booked the flights, she got an email saying, your flight has been cancelled for 2 days. And because my name was on the email,
yeah,
and it was all in their system that I was flying, which I didn't even think of it at the time, she said, oh, our flight's been cancelled, we need to go back downstairs. But she said, nobody else is moving, nobody else has been informed, so why have they sent us then? I didn't twig at all till afterwards. And then about half an hour later, it was announced everybody was to go down to check in, and because the flight's been cancelled to Gatwick, so everybody went running down. But obviously they sent us Maria an email.
Yep.
I was involved to get down there first, so they could send us to a hotel by a taxi.
Oh my goodness.
Because we didn't get down there first.
Wow.
They sent us the email, and we went down with everybody else.
Yep.
We got put on a coach instead, all to ourselves.
Oh wow!
But if we had gone down when the email was sent to us or to Maria, that's what would have happened. I know it would. 100% sure it would have happened like that.
Wow.
Why would they put a coach on, but just to send us to a hotel 7 kilometres away?
Wow. But did you? Is this the same experience when they had a taxi for you?
Yeah, we was told people could go either from Asturias to Barcelona or to Madrid or to Paris and get a connecting flight back to Gatwick. And I said to Maria, I'm not doing that. I said, I'm not travelling all night, so we'll stay in a hotel. So when we said that, they said, the lady at the check-in desk said, you have got the best hotel. And we didn't think nothing of it. And she said, again, you've got the best hotel. We didn't know what she was talking about.
Yeah.
Thought, oh, right, okay, that's nice. And then she says that the coaches will pick you all up hotels, and on the Wednesday you will all get the coaches to pick you all up again.
Okay.
When we got to our hotel, it was just stunning. The bus driver, the coach driver, told us to get on the coach. He said, just wait there. And the other two coaches at the airport was there was about 120 people left, because some of them managed to get connecting flights to Madrid or Barcelona or Paris.
Yeah.
And so there's about 120 people left. So the coach driver said, we're just going to get these people on first. And they got them on first. Then they said to us, this is your coach, and we're going to take you to your hotel. And we thought, hey, we've got a coach to ourselves. So that's when it all kicked in. And then he dropped us off at Avilés, which is about 7 kilometres away. And he says, your hotel's up here. He says, I can't go any further because there's bollards blocking it's all pedestrianised into the big plaza.
Okay.
And he said, just go up the pedestrianised bit and into the plaza, and your hotel's there. So it took us about 5 minutes to find it, because we couldn't. We didn't know it was a palace. So then we got in. They were waiting for us, and we got given this lovely, beautiful room.
Wow.
My grandsons had a room between them, and Maria and me had the other room, but it was absolutely immaculate and pristine.
Wow.
You couldn't
fault it.
Find any fault with it. It was beautiful, and all the drinks in the fridge, that was all included. You know, your little bottles of wine and whiskey and gin and rum and whatever. That was all included.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And that was a 5-star hotel.
It was a 5-star hotel, and it was the Palacio de Avilés.
Wow.
It was really lovely. It was beautiful.
So people can look that up and they can see for themselves. But this was just for yous.
This was just for us, yeah.
Wow. And the rest mere mortals who didn't do what you did and through.
The poor mortals who did what we did was sent off to other hotels, but we didn't have them.
Oh my goodness. Well, that possibly put it down to any other reason, can you? Why you were treated like that?
And then when we had dinner at the hotel that Tuesday night, because we were supposed to fly home Monday, but that got cancelled. So Tuesday night, the receptionist came out to us and said, you're having a taxi to take you to the airport tomorrow. And Maria says, no, we've been told we're getting a coach. And she says, no, you're getting a taxi. A taxi's coming to pick you up. So Maria says, have we got to go back down to the pedestrianised bit and wait for the taxi
yeah,
there?
because the bollards, yeah.
No, she says the taxi is coming to the door. But there's the bollards that they put in front of all the pedestrianised little roads that lead up to the plaza. They all came down, electronic.
Oh my goodness.
So they let them down for the taxi to come in to pick us up. But yeah, we did get VIP treatment, and it's down to the powerful paperwork.
Absolutely. Well, paperwork yet for people to stand on the land and soil as living men and women as you are, as we all think we are, but they don't see us as that. So that's very, very powerful. I think I get a bit of a goosebumps here actually listening to the story. I wish more people can experience this, and they will if they do this.
People have said to me, why hasn't nobody else done this? But I did stitches in September, about a week or so before me, maybe about a week before me, but nobody's travelled like me.
Yes.
Since doing it, and this is why it's like one of the first stories out there.
Absolutely.
This is what happens and how powerful it is, and people need to do it.
Absolutely. Well, as I said, you've done it. You were saying as well, though, you really wanted to get out there and start getting on holidays again and seeing the world, because you were, like many people, you were stuck indoors during the COVID pandemic, as people call it. So just to finish on that, that's an incredible experience. So just the other area that you've kind of lawfully reclaimed is, for example, your own car or private.
Yeah, I did register with DVLA.
Yeah.
I can't think how I did it now. I did register with DVLA, retired my V5,
Yeah.
photocopy of it,
Yeah.
took a photocopy of my V5 first,
Yeah.
then I took another photocopy of it and I put retired through it, and I sent it back to DVLA, back to the CEO with political correctness status.
Yeah.
He also said that I was exporting it, because
Yeah.
you do export it to land and soil jurisdiction.
That's right.
Which is it's a foreign country, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. They treat, yeah, absolutely. You're going back to as a national then, yeah.
So then I got my own number plate printed. I did Justin, Steve's, and yeah.
Brilliant. And you've had no problems from the police or any other authorities since?
No, everybody said to me, Mum, and my friend said, oh, just get arrested. You're going to get stopped and they're going to arrest you. But on the paperwork, it said that we are not to be detained or arrested or stopped for anything.
Wow.
Political correctness papers, it says that.
That's right, it does. And you said that you've no doubt that they've seen you because you've had police stay just behind you or whatever, you know. And
Police have been driving behind me for maybe a minute and looking at it, and they obviously phoned through to say,
of course.
"This green number plate."
Yeah.
But no, they just overtook me and carried on, and loads and loads of police have stopped me. So it'd be nice to see what happens when I go up to Scotland.